Hari Om. So today I shall continue my part 5 in English, physics in Sri Vishnu sahasranamam. Before that, Sarve Janaah Sukhino Bhavantu, Stribhyah Dirgha Sumangali Bhava, Sarva Mangalani Abhivriddhir Bhavatu Tadhastu. So as I had explained how beautifully we can see these analogies, see these references derived from the stotra, shloka of Vishnu Sahasranama. Now I am going to this particular shlokas in shloka number 46 or 47, and then you check with 85. In 46 you will have Nakshatra Nemir Nakshatri Chamakshama Samihana. Nakshatra Nemi. Now what is this Nemi? Nemi is the circumference of a circle. It's Nemi. Okay, nakshatra of the stars. Nakshatra Nemir Nakshatri, the circumference of the stars. Now, Chamakshama, everything becomes the same. See, when you see the stars, even our sun is a star. It's round, the circumference. Now, why does he use the word Nemi? Because it is to denote they are all round. That's okay. Samihanaha, all the Chamaha and Chamaha, tolerance, famine, everything, tolerance, samihanaha. Now what happens is in physics, if you see the birth and death of a star, the stars are formed when the gases prevalent in the universe through previous explosions of stars come together, and then they spin around and become a ball like our sun by rotation, by very fast circling. And then on the outer you can see at a distance, if you see, there will be circle, the circumference. Now, one has to go into the birth and death of a star. How does the star die? How does the sun die? For example, sun is a star. The gravity of the sun gets weakened as days go on, as years go on. Now, when they get weakened, then the sun will not be able to hold on to the heat or the fusion, and then the gas from the sun escapes from the gravity of the sun because the sun has become weak. It happens after 8.6 billion years. I have given all these calculations in my book, A Search in Secret Sacred Hinduism, and I will show it to you later. So what happens is they become weak. So the sun does not exist as a sun. The sun expands because of the weak gravity in its core, in its central point. And then it absorbs Earth, Venus, Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, Uranus, all these stars. Everything gets absorbed because of the gas gets expanded. So that is the death of a sun. After 8.6 billion years, the sun dies. Now we are halfway through. That happens in every star, depending on their gravitational point, the strength of their gravity. And then these gases float into the air, and then they mix with other gases, then they form another star. This is the story of a death and the birth of a star. It happens. It's probably a daily process in the universe, in this huge multiverse. The time span we will not be able to imagine. So the circumference will get lost. It becomes samam. There will not be any circumference, there will not be any star, only the gaseous part of that sun or any star will be there. This happens to our sun. This happens to the nearest star, which is Proxima Centauri, the next sun to our Earth in this own Milky Way. Then there is the Andromeda galaxy. If you see, these galaxies will be circling in a circular fashion. So the circumference you cannot measure, and then the circumference you can measure. Everything becomes so why does they attribute, when they praise Bhagavan Mahavishnu, that the Nemi, the circumference becomes goes away. Everything becomes the tolerance. That means what is the tolerance here? The tolerance of the sun, the tolerance of its planets, up to a point where the sun's gravity is strong. Everything is same. The tolerance is there. But then it becomes a chama when when the sun loses its gravitational pull, the core of the sun loses its gravity power, it explodes, it goes out, all the gases, sun is no longer a sun, the death of a sun, the death of a star. So you will not be able to know the name either of any nakshatra. Our sun is a nakshatra. So you will not be able to know the name, it is gone, there is no more name. See, why they use these words, a god need not be appreciated through nakshatra nemi, the circumference of your nakshatra of the star. A god can be appreciated in other way. You are the Almighty, as I already told you. You are the Almighty, you are the merciful, you are the most kind, you are powerful, everything. But when these words come, one has to pause a little bit and then think. Likewise, if you go to verse 85, Kalanemi niha viraha shuraha shaurir janeshwaraha janaseishwara. Kalanemi. So the chakra of the Kala, the earth also will not be there. For us, the Kala is our earth, determined by the spin of the earth. The earth rotates on its own axis. That's why we get 24 hours, one day, one night, and all 12 hours. So that will be lost. Our earth will not be there. You will not be able to see the name. You will not be able to judge the circumference. Niha. He destroys. Means the death happens automatically by force of physics, by force of nature. So Bhagavan is there, who is there to control, means they are explaining using these physics to know how the death and birth of a star takes place in those times. It is not very easy to tell, simply to tell Nakshatra Nebir, Nakshatri, Shura, all these things, okay, verses are there. But when you go pause a little bit, why it's stated like Nakshatra Nebir, Kala Nemi, Niha. He is the Viraha, Shuraha. He is the Janasya Ishwaraha. So Janasya Ishwaraha is no, he is the king of the people or king of the universe, let it be there. But when you bring out this Nemi, the circumference of this Kala, the Kala Chakra, the time of the Kala, Kala has its own chakra, it starts. From the Big Bang, if you take the explanation, at the time of Big Bang, from an infinite dot, the first 3 seconds the entire universe was created. Then there is no more, only it changes its form. Even Higgs boson, 10,000th of a trillionth of a second it exists. You can't imagine, trillion is 1,000 billion and 1 billion is 100 crores. Well, these are all big numbers. But it exists only of a 10,000th of a trillionth of a second, and then out of 1,000 times, 2 times it becomes protons. Then some other particles, other subatomic particles, fermions, bosons, whatever it is. So it changes its form. Therefore, the nakshatra or the sun or the whatever we see around in the vast universe, they all change the form of us after some time. They all become sama. Then they again form. So the chakra, starting point and the ending point. The Big Bang is the great expansion is now taking place of the universe, and then the great shrinkage, everything will go back to the infinite dot. So that means these words like maybe the circumference of the star, the sun, whatever it is, the star, the circumference, the round circumference will not exist, and it will exist. It will be formed again. So the chamaha and chamaha all are samihana, same, made same. The entire circle takes place again. See, if you talk of physics and then you apply that physics to the shlokas, there is a profound meaning there. Otherwise, these words of praising Mahavishnu need not find its way, need not be there. Like a circumference, like we have seen. Then if you go to the Palashruti, verse number 28, Sahasra Koti Yuka Dharine Namaha. Namaha, I worship. Sahasra Koti Yuka Dharine. To the Dhari. Dhari means wearing. Dharine means it comes from, say, Ikaranta Klivlingaha, fourth vibhakti. Dharine it will come. Varine. To or for. Namaha. I praise or I prostrate. Who? Sahasra, 1,000, Koti. See, 1 Koti is how much? Sahasra Koti is 1,000 crores. 1 Koti, we know in English, in our language, in our desha. Sahasra Kodi is 1000 crores. Now 100 crores is 1 billion. So Sahasra Kodi is 10 billion. So that means the Lord is wearing 10 billion yugas. One who wears, to him I prostrate. One who wears 10 billion yuga. Now, what is one yuga? See, if you read my book, this is a guide for everybody, a search in secret Hinduism. It is available in Amazon e-Kindle, KDP, Kindle Data Publishing. I put it on the e-format. And the preface is written by no less than former Supreme Court Judge, Justice Mohan. In his preface, he has appreciated me. He has said Viswanathan has to wear a diadem in his head. Diadem is a British crown. He only told me that. You have done very well. And also Dr. Ramaratnam, Vice Chancellor of Kripal University in Odisha, a very famous Sanskrit university. Now, I have given in this book, one yuga we know is Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga. Now, Satya Yuga is 17,28,000 years. The next is 12,96,000 years. The next Yuga, Treta Yuga. And then you go to Dwapara Yuga, which is half of Satya Yuga. It will be 8 lakhs, to be exact, 8,64,000 years. And then you come to the Kali Yuga, which is 4,32,000 years. These will come into the ratio of 4:3:2:1. From Satya Yuga, you start and come to Kali Yuga. Like that, 17,28,000 to 4,32,000. 4,32,000 is 1/4 of 17,28,000. I have given these calculations. So totally it will be 43,20,000 years or 4.32 million years. Now, if you multiply all these things, we will almost get the lifetime of the starting of the earth, maybe the starting of this universe. Because you have to multiply this entire 10 billion by not 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, but by 4.32 million years, earth years. You see, and I have also given the calculation as per this 311 trillion years will be the age of the life of the universe. Then it will again go into big shrinkage. It's called big shrink. Goes back to the universal infinite dot. It will shrink because the expansion power is lost. Then slowly it will be pulled back. Now, when you throw a ball on the air, onto the sky, it will go, depending on the force you have, it goes up to that point, and finally the gravitational force of the earth will pull it down. Likewise, the infinite dot's gravity will overtake the expansion gravity and it will pull it down. Everybody will go into the pralaya, they will all go into the Paramatma. So that there is a stage of bliss. So, these calculations, if you take Sahasra, Koti, Yuga means Yuga. As I said, one Yuga is, one Kalpa is 1000 Yugas. I am not going deep into the calculation, everything I have listed here. So 4.32 million years multiplied by 10 billion years, it's a big number. I am not going deeply into that. See, that means the person who is wearing Sahasra Koti Yuka Dharine, the Dharine to him who wears Dharine, Dhari, Dharine, Ikaranta Klivlinga, Dharine, Chaturthi Vibhakti Ekavachanam, Dharine Namaha, I prostrate. That means you need not worship a god by giving Sahasra Koti Yuka Dharine Namaha. You can worship, oh God, you are the all merciful, please save me, or something like that. Save my Atma or save my Sharira. Both are there. But the Sahasra Koti Yuka Dharine and all these verses, only if you pause and think slowly, meticulously, you will find some reference of it to the modern astrophysics. See, that is why these words cannot be taken like Kala Nemi, circumference, Nakshatra Nemi, circumference of the Nakshatra, the sun. So these words are not simply like coming out of the blue to appreciate Bhagavan, as Bhishma is giving. With profound thoughts they have given, with deep thoughts. So that is why I say that is found in every Vedas and Upanishads Everywhere. Deep philosophies are there in Tripura Rahasya, in Ashtavakra Gita, in Uddhava Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, in Mahabharata also. Lots of philosophies are there and sciences are also there. You can cull out and then think, pause and think. So in Vishnu Sahasranama, if I take physics and then apply my mind and take out or cull out those shlokas, verses, we find what a beauty it is. Okay, the more of it I shall continue till such time. Bhuyat tavat shubhamangalam. Hari Om sarve janaah sukhino bhavantu.